I am the girl gardener and this is my cottage garden. I don't live in a cottage, it's just a cottage garden and it's 6 years in the making. As gardeners, we love nothing more than to reap the rewards of our hard work, but sometimes things just don't work out. The lettuce and spinach that I direct sowed in this bed has been a no-show. I don't. Yes. I don't know what's happened, but we've had zero germination. The only germination that we've had is from the self-seeded calendula that I had planted here already. But yeah, there's been absolutely nothing, and I don't know why, because they were brand new seeds. As you can see, absolutely nothing apart from the self-seeded calendula. And the birds are very vocal today. Unfortunately, my brassicas have also not worked out. A couple of videos ago, I planted them all out, and every single one of them, except for 3, have been eaten. The ones that were covered, the ones that were not covered, the ones that I put little coir mats around them to protect them, all gone, apart from 3 of my kohlrabi. And I honestly don't want to speak too soon, so I'm just going to leave that there. Those ones are currently untouched. But yeah, unfortunately, the rest have all been eaten by slugs. So I'm back to the old drawing board with that one, and I will have to re-sow some seeds. Unfortunately, over the weekend, we've had an incident in the garden on sort of Friday night, Saturday morning, kind of during that time frame. We lost all of our chickens to a fox. My son is convinced that someone's dog must have got into our garden and done that, but honestly, I don't think that's the case. I think if it was just a domestic dog that had gotten out and somehow gotten into our garden, which is unlikely because we have 6-foot fences, there would have been a lot more noise. A dog would have become very excited and started barking. But we didn't hear a sound. Whatever happened very, very quietly. Our neighbours heard nothing, and we definitely would have heard something if it was noisy, because our garden, although it's a nice size, it's not as big as it probably looks on camera. The chicken area is actually a lot closer than it looks when it's being filmed. I think that's just the way the camera films it. But anyway, sorry, I'm waffling. I have found the area where the fox got in from, and honestly, it's so sad, and it's so unfortunate that this happened. I could completely understand if it was a very hungry animal just looking for some dinner, but to just kill them and leave them is just, I don't know, it's just very upsetting. And that's why I'm just doing a voiceover rather than looking at the camera and speaking, because it's just really upsetting. It's Monday today, and so I have been thinking about how I can secure the run area a lot better. I have already done a few things just as a temporary measure. Our chicken run is already buried underneath the soil. It's not sort of just placed on top of the soil and we have rocks underneath it, but somehow the fox managed to pry off the chicken wire and that's how it got in. So I need to do much better. I really need to do much better. I feel really bad for my girls. I won't be getting any more chickens until I've done all of that work and I'm completely satisfied that nothing is going to get in. And there's no footage of it. When it happened, I didn't pick up the camera and start filming and saying, oh my God, this has happened, and to kind of upload onto social media and YouTube and things like that, because, I mean, it's not really the right thing to do, in my opinion, for views and likes and things like that. So that's why I'm just telling you about it now, a couple of days later, once I've processed it a little bit. but it's definitely not the same. It's very quiet out there. Usually when I go out, they're chatty, they're talking, they're excited to see me, but it's just very quiet. We've lived here for 6 years and we've kept chickens for 5 years. We've kept chickens since 2020, not due to lockdown. It was something that I wanted to do anyway, but the timing, just everything fell into place and we ended up getting chickens in 2020. And thankfully, we've never had an incident like this. Nothing like this has ever happened before. But of course, that's not to say that it would never happen. And of course, it did. I hope I haven't waffled on too much and bored you, but I did want to update you and tell you what happened over the weekend, because my channel is about gardening and growing my own food and trying to work towards being more self-reliant, and of course my hens are very much a part of that, even though I don't show them all the time. I did have a look online at purchasing a fox-proof chicken run. However, there is a website called Omelette, and to buy a run that is the size that I already have was something around £700. And I mean, that's quite pricey for me. And of course, the safety of your hens should be priceless, but I just don't have that kind of money floating around. So it's up to me to find a more budget friendly way to do it. But yeah, thank you for listening. To be honest, a lot of these plants can just be removed now. There's just a few of the Roma tomatoes that I think I'll leave because they're still ripening up. Just collected a bunch of these ones and they look great. Last night I made a sauce out of a whole bunch of tomatoes that I picked. And I'm going to be today bagging that up and putting all of that in the freezer. But yeah, I think I'm just going to make a start on just taking out some of these plants and composting them. I found over the years during my composting journey that cutting the plants down into slightly smaller pieces makes it easier to turn the compost, and it also just makes the whole process a lot quicker in terms of how fast all of the green matter breaks down within the compost bin. Just realised I've forgotten to do this one plant, but all of the rest of them are done. I'll show you in the greenhouse. So I've cleared most of the tomato plants out. I've left just this one. It's got some ripening up still. They're quite small, but that's fine. And we have this one, which is Roma. There are two where we still have tomatoes on them, so I'll wait for those to ripen up, but all the leaves have been removed. I've also taken out all of my stakes. I'll put those away and take those tomatoes inside. that's all I've got time for in this video. I just wanted to say thank you very, very much to everybody who watches my channel and everyone who's been following my journey, whether it be on Instagram or on here. I really, really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.